Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Mufc Realist TV. What's going on with Manchester United? What's going on with fellow content creators? What's going on with the British media? We're going to talk 100% about. We have to talk about this. Marcus Rashford comes out and slams the United staff for spreading misinformation on the back of the, I must say, with Planet Faz that's employed by Goldbridge to slate and to do blatant lies, basically, or what do you call it? Hearsay stories. Marcus Rashford's come back and hit back on the United stand off the back of this article that, he comes out and defend himself. So basically what Rashford hits out on X on Twitter, basically by calling out the unofficial Manchester United fan channel for spreading malicious rumours surrounding the relationship between the player and the club. Basically saying the United forward has gone out to Chine White nightclub to celebrate his birthday while in the aftermath of the 3-0 defeat against Manchester City. Let's dive right into it, people, and let's call a spade a spade. What better way is to actually start to look at the overall allegation to start with?
The season so far and the games coming up this week, so lots and lots to get onto. Unfortunately, we don't have any other news really, but a lot of people have been unhappy with me with my criticism of the manager, which I'll touch.
Yeah, Faz, the criticism of your manager, we will dive into that because you've been flip-flopping around, and we're going to show you later on in this clip as well. And basically, you're employed by Goldbridge, so keep going.
Later on in the show. But straight off the back, first and foremost, let's talk about Marcus Rashford's injury.
Here we go.
Apparently, he's had a knock during training a couple of days ago.
Well, that was reported that he had a knock, and of course, Rashford was not part of the away-going squad when we played Fulham. But listen to what Faz has to say. And Faz is employed by Goldbridge, so Goldbridge has given him the green light to speak about this. At the end of the day, it's a lot of hearsay, it's a lot of clickbait, but I'll let you be the judge and jury. I will have my say about it as well.
And obviously he travelled with the Manchester United squad ahead of the Fulham game, and on the day Erik ten Hag has decided as a precaution not to play Marcus Rashford and to keep him out the squad and to keep him out the team and the bench for that particular game, because we've got more important games to come up.
No, of course, maybe he was rested for the Copenhagen game because it's a very important game. But let's continue here. What you have to say, you part-time genius. What you say on Twitter.
Now, I don't really look. I'm very honest and very straight up. I don't buy it.
Okay, there's a lot of things I don't buy it either. Sometimes what comes out from the British media, but continue.
I said the same thing about the Rafa Varane situation, that I don't buy him being ill or being unwell. I look at a pattern of things before I obviously say such things. First and foremost.
Okay, you look at pattern of things. That's, if you look at your Twitter profile, it says that you are a part-time genius, my friend. So yeah, pattern of things is not always the correct way to look at it. If you don't know the story, you can only speculate, like the British media as well.
Look, Lindelof was unwell, but he still played a couple of weeks ago. I remember Erik ten Hag saying Lindelof was unwell, but he still played. But all of a sudden, Varane was unwell midweek after not being used for the Man City game. And then all of a sudden for the Fulham game, he was back and Lindelof was unwell. Now with Marcus Rashford, on the other hand, how funny is it that the knock came straight after the issues arised with his going up to the club for his birthday?
So wait a minute, you're not allowed to celebrate your birthday all of a sudden?
In and around from Manchester, it's commonly known that Marcus Rashford or Manchester United players are visiting some of these exclusive nightclubs. That's common.
That's called China White nightclub, my friend.
Knowledge in Manchester, right? But because it's almost, to me, the way it comes across is because it's been brought to light by the media. that Marcus Rashford had gone.
Okay, by the media. So basically, you're taking your sources by the not by the horse's mouth, but you go by the gossip journalists like Whitwells and all them that spin nothing but diabolical on writing trash about Manchester United during the takeover process. During for many years, I call them the gravy train. Is this where your sources are? And do you believe it? You have a responsibility. You have over 200 million followers, and you're supposed to set the precedence.
On out, especially after a derby loss to Manchester City, a bad loss as well for us. He's gone out to celebrate his birthday.
Okay, he's gone out to celebrate his birthday. Everyone celebrates the birthday. Just happens to be on this day.
That news has come out, and all of a sudden now he's apologized to the manager apparently. And a few days
apparently
later he's had a knock, and then he's traveled with the squad, but he's not been used. To travel all the way to Fulham, all the way to London,
genius,
to not be used is very interesting. I don't buy it.
Well, maybe he traveled because he's engaged. He wants the squad to do well. Even if you are injured, you're so invested in your team, in your club. You're a Mancunian through and through the academy, mate.
And I think there's something else going on. And similar situations has happened with Varane as well, where we've seen reports of Rafa Varane having issues with the manager and apparently having talks with the manager about some disagreements of his playing time as well.
Okay, again, who's the trash journalist here reporting this gossip? Yeah, we all know him. And you are taking the word for it. Bravo.
I said this actually a while ago, that Rafa Varane won't be able to play the minutes that he plays at the moment because of his injury concern.
No, of course, he's injury prone. So that's spot on, my friend. That, Rafael Varane cannot play, 365 games per year, or how do you want to string it along? He is injury prone, and we know it.
And long behold, he's obviously not being used by the manager as much now. But with the Marcus Rashford thing, I think it might have been a punishment from Erik ten Hag. Might have been a form of punishment.
Might have been
to travel all the way, as is,
Well, might be a punishment to get him travel all the way. I mean, we saw pictures afterwards. They all went for dinner to celebrate, not just to celebrate, but for bonding. Licha was there. Every injured player was there, part of that team building dinner.
At the moment, anyways, I think everybody can agree.
Well, who is everybody can agree?
Marcus Rashford's body language, just his body language when he's in, Old Trafford, when he's going to away games, it just doesn't look like he's happy at the moment. It doesn't.
No, he doesn't look like he's at the races at the moment. We all can see that. That I can agree on. Marcus Rashford seems to be troubled by something, but what it is, nobody really knows.
Look like he's in a happy place with the club. I don't know if you guys see it, but I most definitely do.
Okay.
I don't know if he fully wants to be here, where his commitment is. Yes, he signed a massive contract for sure, a contract is clearly a way of showing that you're committed to the club and the club is committed to you. But does he really want to play for Manchester United, especially because the numbers he put up last season, it's a big change. And
wait a minute. What you're saying here, he put in big numbers last season, but this season he hasn't. So does he really want to be there? Maybe he's got to do something with form. Maybe he has to do something with something's bothering him in the personal life. That doesn't have to mean that he doesn't want to be here. I mean, come on, use some common sense.
What has happened behind the scenes is the biggest question of it all. How can you go from a 40+ GA player down to the way that you're performing now?
Happens to everyone. It's called football. It's called form. How can you go to work where you're going right now at United Stand and perform every day? Sometimes you have bad streams. Sometimes you have a flow. Right now, you're having a bad stream, I would say, judging by the hit back that came out from Rashford.
It's over the course of just a couple of months in between where there was, holidays and then preseason and you're back in. That's very concerning. I'll really be honest, it's very concerning.
Yeah, but how many games did they play, mate? How many games did they actually play last season. They played 3 games a week, had about 4 weeks, 5 weeks off, and then back into pre-season. Of course, you're fatigued. Mentally, you're tired. Let's hear what Goldbridge has to respond to this.
I back Rashford consistently for years. He's been one of my favourite players at Manchester United.
Yeah, you back Rashford consistently for years, but yet you are the responsible publisher for United Stand with over approximately 2 million. You gave him the indication to do this show, didn't you? So basically, you're responsible.
United. You don't watch the United Stand, mate. So stop trying to win points off it from a certain...
I watch United Stand, so I know what you guys are all about. I used to be a big fan of yours, but since, if you just look at it, who's left? Drotty's left, you kicked him out. Then, Adam recently left as well. Jay Daly, that is on my show, left as well. For one simple reason. It's all about being on top, mate, to create the sensational news and clickbait shit. So stop lying here.
Section of the fan base. Because I could have absolutely quote tweeted that and said, stop partying late after a Manchester derby, please.
You could, but instead of that, you send one of your buffoons to do the show for you, mate.
Stop trying to win on Twitter, please, and focus on, there's loads of things I could have come back with. I mean, Rashford's not in a strong...
Oh, look at me. Lots of things you can come back to me. Oh, yeah,
strong position at the moment to be bigging himself up on Twitter.
Yeah, you're bigging yourself right now up, defending yourself in your own channel, mate.
I don't, why... Oh, I've got loads of retweets and likes. Score a goal for Man United, mate. You're not...
Yeah, and you got a lot of clicks on this video, well, didn't you, mate?
Scored for bloody ages. You've not played well for ages.
Yeah, credit when credit is due. I understand. He hasn't scored for ages. I am guilty of criticizing him as well, but I don't do what you guys just did. False information, mate.
These are the things that could be leveled back at him. But
Well, this just came back to you, leveled back right at you, and you're defending it.
I'm actually a big supporter of Rashford. Anybody who watches the
Well, if you're a big supporter of Rashford, why did you go out and spread this fake news?
Channel knows I don't like the word Trashford. I think he was injured on Friday. I don't think he was dropped. We've got a video with Ben Foster I've just done where he thinks he was dropped and he's not injured.
Well, again, if you don't think that he was injured or dropped, why, again, did you allow one of your staff members to do that video? Surely you have control. I know you do. So stop lying here, mate.
I think he was injured. I've constantly backed him. I've constantly backed Ten Hag picking him. So I'm very disappointed that Rashford decides to point score against an outlet and community that's very pro-Rashford.
The only one you're backing right here is yourself and the United Stand. It's becoming United we cannot stand. It's becoming so toxic, mate. As a fellow content creator, put your hand up to say, I got it wrong. I'm responsible. On this channel, we never publish any toxic clickbait stuff because we have a responsibility towards the global fan base. We're not as 2 million like you. We are 17. I never go out and slate fellow content creators, but we're in the same space, and we owe it for the global fan base to always be realistic and tell the truth, and always find out, the validity of the source instead of spreading trash. But you know what? Negativity sells, and you know that because that's your game.
But that's the modern footballer for you. And maybe Rashford's not even written the tweet. Maybe it's his PR team. But
PR team.
What it is, it's the same as what Jadon Sancho did.
Hearsay again.
Let's have a look at the time on this. So Marcus Rashford's time that he posted that was very shortly after the show. And it's the same thing that Jadon Sancho did. They see something they don't like and they get on social media.
Speculations. The funny part is with Faz or Planet Faz, the part-time genius, is that he used to be flip-flop around. He was so excited when Ten Hag got the job, and I got a video clip of that. And now he's sitting here calling Ten Hag out and acting absolutely like a prat. Big up for Alex Turk for calling it out. It's turning into AFTV according to this tweet. Just have a look at that. Have a look at that, the agenda that's been building to get Ten Hag out. Absolutely child.
Uncertainty. Why are you clapping a manager out?
Big up, Beth.
Why are you clapping a manager out?
Zinedine Zidane.
He won't change anything.
Zinedine Zidane.
He won't change anything. You know?
Zinedine Zidane. That's all I have to. Zinedine
He
Zidane.
won't change it. He'll do it for a year. You'll put in your
Zinedine
bio.
Zidane.
I only speak
Zinedine
Zidanese, like you did with Ten Hag, and then you'll shit.
Oh, what a muppet! What a child! I'm sorry to say, fans, I don't particularly like you. Well, you know that I don't. You don't like me either. You know, but I got to call you out for being a prat. You know, calling that, sitting there on a live show, going Zinedine Zidane. Like Zinedine Zidane will change the way Manchester United are playing under the current ownership. Mate, come on, grow up here. Let's look at 1 year ago when Ten Hag came and you had a fan cam reaction. What did you say then?
Uncertainty.
But today's performance, though, Fez, just lacked quality all over from start to finish, innit? I'll tell you something now. I was sat right next to the dugout today, and he was fuming. He was fuming how much time we're taking on the ball. He's fuming why we're going sideways. I'm sorry, and guess what? I made videos of him. I barely watched the game itself.
You didn't watch the game?
Because I wanted to see what he does with the rotation. How does he actually adapt? And he did. He put you at the back.
Sorry.
Like, this man is adapting. He'll take loads from this game. And one thing he'll take is he can't trust some of these boys. He cannot trust them. I won't be surprised if we start playing cup games, Premier League games every game with Varane and Martinez. I won't be surprised. And it's exactly. I will not be surprised. He's going to go to the board and say, listen, I need some more passion.
You didn't watch the game.
Bring Eric Bailly back. What's the agreement? Take the loan agreement. Whatever that. Forget the comments. Rip off whatever you have.
Oh my God, man.
Marseille, bring Eric Bailly back. Send someone else on the field. So then we need everybody here. And you do. I'm going to watch the game. So I'm actually watching him.
And there you go. Hey ho, Planet fans. You didn't watch the game. You're watching Ten Hag. You're recording him. And here you're sitting 1 year later calling Zinedine Zidane. And here you're sitting also doing hearsay videos. Honest to God. He's sitting there doing videos about hearsay and right back at you. You know, the shit hits the fan, Rashford hits back, and you didn't expect that. I got one thing to say, you know, for all that we've seen here today, it's been creating a shitstorm on media. Paul Parker even wrote an article that you, Mark Goldbridge, are a Forest fan. We all are in it together. I have no agenda other than to call a spade, right? Put your hand up at least to say you're wrong. That's all you have to do because you have a moral responsibility for the fan base. You're the biggest fan cam around with over 1.7. You're the pioneer there. Produce some quality and be real. That's all I have to say. It's been Mick Ruby from Mufc Realist TV. Guys, let me know what you think. Was it wrong? Was it right? Am I wrong? Or am I potentially right? I'm being very, very objective here. But looking at from the both side of story, I think Marcus Rashford was in the right to call them out. Because one thing is to actually believe in hearsays and gossips. Another thing is to find out the real fact of the story. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this video. And we shall see you to the next time. Thank you and have a good night. Bye.
That's all, folks.
Thank you so much for stopping by and watching Mufc Realist TV. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow us on the socials.